My name's Katrina Wilson and I'm Programmes Coordinator for Stockton Youth Offenders Service, and we've teamed up with Tees Valley Music and Carl to deliver a music programme based on young people who are in the youth justice system.
My name's Carl Pemberton and I'm working with the Stockton Youth Offenders Service on a project that's titled Music That Won't Offend.
Over the last 3 days, we've got the youngsters to come in and we've sat down and we've wrote a song with them. So not only have we went through kind of the structure of songwriting, we've also got them to express their feelings and their thoughts and put them all down on paper. And we've come up with a song where they're starting to talk about kind of their backgrounds and where they've come from and how their personas are perceived in society and things that they want to change, maybe things that they've done, things that they want to put right.
Every house where I grew up has been knocked down or boarded up. Nothing but misery remains. In a town that they forgot, it's been left to rot.
How the hell did you do it? I feel like I'm going to go there and apologise to whoever what I've done.
This is the second programme that we've ran so far. We ran one last year which was very successful. The young people, what it brought to them, gained their confidence, the self-esteem went up, they really felt a sense of achievement, because as part of the programme we do the songwriting, they do the recording of the music, and on the last programme we end it off with a celebration event where the young people can invite whoever they want, parents, carers, staff come there as well, and we showcase their work really.
I'm Rachel Maidley. I'm the YOS ETE advisor, so I work with young people who are not in education, employment or training, or who are at risk of not in education, employment or training. So my work is predominantly with those young people. Today is the first time I've ever been on the music project, and basically I volunteered to be an extra hand, and I know one of the young people because I'm currently working with him. I've really enjoyed it so far. I think it's absolutely fascinating how motivating it is for them, especially given the fact that I work with one of those young people, looking at his motivation and his confidence and moving him on into doing something in the future. I think it's been absolutely fab, and what they've got on paper so far, it's really quite inspiring. I'm working with one of those young people in at the moment around raising his confidence and his self-esteem to get him ready for training, and to see the difference in him compared to being in a session with me where, you know, he is a little bit vocationally unsure about what he wants to do for the future, and picking him up today and he literally bounced into the car, and he's just gone on in the break time then about how much he's enjoying it and how much he loves it, and I'd like to do something like this in the future. So it gives me in particular, when I'm looking at what sort of training I can put him in and how I can get him to access that training, it gives me some more food for thought. Some of his things around being in a group and his confidence in that, and I think it's like a little boost for him. So I definitely think that I'll be looking at moving him into something sooner than what I envisaged after I've seen him today.
The young people that could access this programme unfortunately don't, and I was only saying the other day to my colleague that it's a shame that we have up to 8 places available, and it's how we sell it to the young people. So I think there's a lot of work, pre-planning work to be done in that, in how we can actually recruit the young people and keep them engaged and keep them focused in attending. The good thing, the way that we have ran the programmes, is it's a daily thing, so they keep the momentum going. They know when they're going next, they know they're going the next day, they know what the programme plan is. So hopefully, all being well, we'd like to continue with that. We do a lot of work, partnership work with Prevention's team and other parts of the local authority as well. So hopefully we'll be able to get a bigger group and just to make the whole programme more successful and give more young people the opportunity to be able to come and experience this. Because I think once they do that, they could be a voice for other young people.
It's been really good because we've had all these different emotions coming out, different feelings, different perceptions of how the young people find that they're seen in society and things that they'd like to do to change that persona, really.
The young people are selected, obviously, they're within our service, but the music that they're writing about isn't necessarily about them being an offender. It's about how they put their thoughts, emotions and feelings into song about how they feel they're perceived in society or their local community. So that's not just to do with them being involved with the police or the youth justice system. It's about being a young person, and it's about giving them a voice, really, to say, this is me, you see this, but actually if you knew me, this is what I'm about.
They've been really good at working together as a team. They've also done each little individual parts. We've got one on the bass and we've got one on the drums, and these are new skills that they've only just learnt over the last few days. They've gone from not playing any instruments at all to suddenly being able to play together and bringing the song to life.
It's been a great exercise for the lads to actually just open up with their feelings about, you know, how they don't want to go back to prison, you know, they don't want to be offending in the future, you know, they want to make something of their lives and move on. So I think that it would be a great thing for other young offenders to do.
It's difficult to recruit, really. It's a statutory requirement of their order, so they do have to do that. But what we do is to try and get their interest in it. So we start off with a taster session where they come to the sound pod, they're allowed to play on all the instruments, because a lot of the young people that we work with haven't had a lot of opportunity to experience things like this. So we really, I mean, every young person likes some form of music. And then once they've done that, it's about exploring, using the mood board, how they feel, their emotions, what makes them tick, you know, what they feel about themselves. So it's about really them learning more about who they are, I think. And also, again, the confidence thing, they do start out very shy. But once the barriers are broken down, we're all very laid back with them. As you can see, like one of them is just starting to really come out of himself. But yeah, and they gain a lot of confidence by doing that.
They've definitely give the impression that this is something that they've enjoyed and something that hopefully they'll take forward and do more things like this. I think definitely we've got one gentleman that would love to go on and definitely get into music and some more songwriting.
The song has turned out fantastic, and it's very poignant, and it's very it relates to what they want to try and say perfectly, and I'm really looking forward to getting it recorded and hearing it back to see what it sounds like, and hopefully with this, you know, they'll go on to write their own songs and go on to be songwriters perhaps in the future.
I think we're really fortunate that we do manage to get funding for projects like this, because it really helps the young people not only to learn new skills and new crafts and try something different, but also be able to voice their emotions in different ways. I think they've been able to express themselves in maybe a way that they wouldn't normally do. They've been able to sit down and talk to us about experiences that they've had. They've been very open, being able to share things, maybe even get some things off their chest.
Thank you to Gwyneth, really, I mean, for continuing to support us in this and keeping the motivation going as well. And it's you know, baby steps at first, with it just being the second programme that we've run, but hopefully we can make the necessary tweaks to make it more successful and more popular with the young people.
I want to change my life. I've made some wrong decisions, now it's time to make it right. And I have found belief in myself. I want a family of my own and a place I can call home. I wanna change my life. Made some wrong decisions, now it's time to make it right. I
Awesome.
Awesome.
Good lad. Nice one.